Frances Ruth Roche was born on the 20th of January 1936 into a world of gilded privilege but rigid expectations. As the daughter of Maurice Roche, 4th Baron Fermoy, and Ruth Roche, née Gilles, a woman so close to Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, that she served as her confidant and lady-in-waiting, Frances was raised at the intersection of aristocracy and royal proximity. The Fermoy family seat, Park House on the Sandringham estate, neighbored the royal family's country retreat, embedding Frances in a rarefied sphere where decorum reigned and personal desires were often suppressed for the sake of reputation. In 1954, at just 18, she married John Spencer, heir to the Spencer earldom. The union was celebrated as a match of equals, two noble families binding their futures. Over the next decade, they had 5 children: Sarah, Jane, John, who died shortly after birth, Diana, and Charles. Yet beneath the polished surface of their public life, the marriage frayed. John Spencer was emotionally distant, reportedly authoritarian, and, by some accounts, unfaithful. Frances, intelligent and sensitive but constrained by the roles available to women of her class, felt increasingly isolated. Then came Peter Shand Kydd, a divorced businessman from a wealthy Australian-British family. His grandfather founded the Sanderson wallpaper empire. Shand Kydd met Frances in the early 1960s. Their connection deepened into a passionate affair, one that would upend not only her marriage but the entire trajectory of her life. In 1967, in an act of astonishing courage, or, to critics of the era, recklessness, Frances left her husband and 4 young children to be with him. The scandal and its costs. In 1960 Britain, a mother abandoning her family was virtually unthinkable, especially among the aristocracy, where duty trumped personal happiness. The press vilified her. Society ostracized her. Even friends turned away. Most devastatingly, John Spencer launched a fierce custody battle, and leveraging the era's gender biases and Frances's moral failing, won full custody of the children. Diana, only 6 at the time, was told her mother had gone away. The emotional scars ran deep. Though Frances visited when permitted and sent letters and gifts, Diana grew up with a fractured sense of maternal security, a wound that would echo through her own relationships and public vulnerability. Frances and Peter Shand Kydd married in 1969, and she formally became Frances Shand Kydd, seeking refuge from public judgment. They relocated to the remote Scottish island of Skye, off the west coast. There, far from London's drawing rooms and tabloid glare, she cultivated a life of simplicity. Gardening, attending Mass. She converted to Roman Catholicism in 1971, and supporting local charities. Yet distance did not erase pain. Her relationship with her children remained strained, particularly with Diana, whose rising fame in the 1980 seconds brought their private rift into the global spotlight. Diana's shadow and the weight of legacy. As Diana became the people's princess, Frances retreated further. She rarely gave interviews and declined to capitalize on her daughter's fame. When Diana spoke publicly about her difficult childhood, her parents' divorce, her feelings of abandonment, Frances bore the criticism in silence. Privately, those close to her say she was heartbroken by the portrayal but understood Diana's need to heal through truth. After Diana's death in August 1997, Frances became a quiet guardian of her daughter's memory. She attended the funeral but avoided the media storm. In the years that followed, she faced additional turmoil, a bitter legal dispute with Mohammed Al Fayed, Dodi Fade's father, who accused her of withholding personal items belonging to Diana. The case was eventually settled, but it added to her emotional burden. Her health, too, began to decline. She was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease and, later, complications from a series of strokes. Despite this, she remained committed to charitable work, founding the Sandringham Trust, supporting hospice care, and advocating for children with special needs. A reckoning with her story. Frances Shan Kydd died on the 3rd of June 2004 at age 68. Her funeral, held in a small chapel on Sile, was attended by only a few dozen people, her surviving children, close friends, and local islanders. There were no royal representatives, no global headlines, and yet, in her quiet passing, a more nuanced truth emerged. Historians and biographers have since revisited her life with greater empathy. What was once seen as abandonment is now often interpreted as a woman's desperate bid for autonomy in an age that offered her few choices. Her decision to leave was not made lightly. It came after years of emotional neglect and societal suffocation. And while the cost was immense, particularly in her fractured bond with Diana, she never stopped loving her children. In many ways, Frances was a woman ahead of her time, seeking personal fulfillment in a world that demanded self-erasure, choosing authenticity over reputation, and enduring the consequences with stoic grace. Conclusion. Beyond the footnote, Frances Shan Kydd's story is not merely a prelude to Diana's. It is a standalone tragedy of love, loss, and the price of defiance. Her life reminds us that history is often written by those who conform, while those who dare to break the mold are reduced to cautionary tales. Only now, with greater understanding of mental health, gender roles, and emotional complexity, can we see Frances not as the mother who left, but as a woman who sought wholeness in a world determined to keep her fragmented. Her legacy endures not in palaces or headlines, but in the quiet spaces between duty and desire, silence and sorrow, and the enduring, imperfect love of a mother who, despite everything, never stopped caring.